On the 31st of October 2021, the UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties, known as COP26, was held in Glasgow, with the UK as the precedents of this year's 26th annual summit. After 2 weeks of discussion, the COP26 has reached the end with an agreement upon the Glasgow Climate Pact, known as the agreement that will accelerate the action of the climate concern and also complete the Paris Rulebook, which will guide the implementation of the Paris Agreement. The top priority issues of the COP26 consist of mitigation, adaptation, and finance on climate issues. Now, what does it have to do with Indonesia as a nation? Indonesia will start the process of carbon trading and implementation of carbon pricing to support the achievement of Indonesia's NDCs climate action commitment through the Presidential Decree number 98 in 2021.
Indonesia juga telah memulai rehabilitasi hutan mangrove seluas 600.000 hektar sampai di 2024. terluas di dunia.
President Joko Widodo has declared a joint statement with the countries that are member of the Archipelagic and Island States known as IAS Forum.
Indonesia merasa terhormat dapat mensirkulasikan pernyataan bersama para pemimpin ICE Forum. Sudah menjadi komitmen ICE Forum untuk terus memajukan kerjasama kelautan dan aksi iklim di UNFCCC.
Despite every plan and action, Indonesia also demands developed nations to keep their promises upon the $100 billion of climate finance to tackle climate issues.
Penyediaan pendanaan iklim dengan mitra negara maju merupakan game changer dalam aksi mitigasi dan adaptasi perubahan iklim di negara-negara berkembang.
And now, all of these COP26 things are going to impact the G20. The G20, known as the Group of 20, is a multilateral cooperation forum consisting of 19 countries and one economic area. G20, based on the data from the Indonesian Bank, represents more than 75% of global trade, 60% of the Earth population, and 80% of the world's GDP. And you know what? This year's Indonesia gets its turn as the presidency of the G20. With the theme of this year's G20, Recover Together, Recover Stronger. 3 priority sectors are seen as the key to a strong and sustainable recovery in the G20. These parts are where to ensure a sustainable future and address climate change. The Indonesian Presidency is promoting the energy transitions toward new and renewable energy by prioritizing energy security, accessibility, and affordability. Now, what's the catch of all this? Well, it comes down into 2 things. To keep the temperature of the Earth to 1.5 degrees, we need real action from the stakeholders of all nations who agreed upon the Glasgow Climate Pact. And Indonesia, as the presidency of this year's G20, is responsible to be the role model to all G20 members to be at the forefront of the movement of the climate action and achieve peak emission before 2030 and decarbonation by 2060. Based on the report from the KATADATA of the Climate Transparency Report, the profile of Indonesia in 2021, by not updating the NDCs target of reducing greenhouse emissions of more than 29% without condition, will contribute to an increase in emission in 2030. An IESR's Green Economy Program Manager, Lisawi Jayani, assessed that Indonesia as a country that has quite large natural and mineral resources can raise its climate ambition beyond the target of 29% by 2030. This is why a tangible act needs cooperation between the President, private sector, and the stakeholder of Indonesia. We, as a people, believe in the action and plan of this year's G20, and we cannot wait to see what Indonesia will bring to the world to be better.